Same thing. They create a budget. They open a notebook, spreadsheet, or budgeting app. They write down income. They write down rent, groceries, transportation, savings, debt payments, and maybe a little spending money. And for a moment, everything looks perfect. The numbers balance. The plan makes sense. The person feels responsible. Then real life walks in. A friend's birthday comes up. The car needs an oil change. A child needs school supplies. A family member visits. The grocery bill is higher than expected. A subscription renews. The holidays are suddenly around the corner. And by the third week of the month, the budget is no longer a plan. It is a crime scene. The person looks at the numbers and says, "How did this happen again?" Today, we are answering that question. Why does your budget fail every month? And more importantly, how do you fix it? The answer is not that you are bad with money. The answer is usually that your budget was built for an imaginary month, not your real life. The first reason most budgets fail is simple. They are too perfect. A perfect budget assumes that every month will behave exactly the same. Rent will be the same, groceries will be the same, gas will be the same. No one will have a birthday, nothing will break, no child will need anything, no wedding invitation will arrive, no family emergency will happen, no annual fee will renew, no holiday will sneak up like it was not on the calendar all year. But real life does not work like that. A budget fails when it only includes the bills you remember and ignores the expenses you know are coming but forget to plan for. This is why many people feel like they are always surprised by expenses that are not actually surprising. Christmas is not an emergency. It happens every year. Back to school season is not an emergency. It happens every year. Car maintenance is not an emergency. Cars need repairs. Birthdays are not emergencies. People keep having them. The problem is not that these expenses exist. The problem is that the budget pretends they do not. Think of your budget like a bridge. The goal of the bridge is to carry you from one paycheck to the next, or from one month to the next. But if the bridge has missing pieces, you will fall through. Those missing pieces are the expenses you did not include. Many people think their budget failed because they lacked discipline. Sometimes discipline is part of it, but often the real issue is design. A badly designed budget can fail even if you are disciplined. For example, imagine someone earns $4,500 a month after taxes. They budget rent $1,700, groceries $500, car payment $450, insurance $180, phone and internet $150, debt payments $400, savings $400, gas $250, fun money $200, miscellaneous $270. On paper, everything works, but then the month happens. A friend's birthday dinner costs $85. The car needs a $140 oil change. A child's school activity costs $75. A yearly subscription renews for $120. Groceries cost $650 instead of $500. Suddenly, the person is over budget by hundreds of dollars. They say, "I can never stick to a budget." But the truth is, the budget was incomplete from the beginning. It was not built for the real month. It was built for the fantasy version of the month where life behaves itself. And life rarely behaves itself. The first major reason your budget fails is that it is unrealistic. An unrealistic budget is a budget that looks good mathematically but does not match your actual habits, needs, or environment. For example, if you normally spend $800 a month on groceries for your household, budgeting $350 does not make you disciplined. It makes the budget fictional. If you normally spend $300 eating out, budgeting $0 may feel inspiring on the first day of the month, but by Friday, reality will return with a menu. If gas usually costs $2.80, budgeting $1.50 will not lower gas prices. It will just make you feel like you failed. This is one of the biggest budgeting mistakes. People create the budget they wish they had instead of the budget they actually need. A good budget starts with truth, not shame, not fantasy, truth. If you spend $700 on groceries, write $700. Then you can ask, can I reduce this to $650? Maybe. Then maybe $600 over time. But jumping from $700 to $300 in 1 month is not a plan. It is a financial crash diet. And just like crash diets, extreme budgets often fail because they are too restrictive to survive real life. The second reason budgets fail is irregular expenses. Irregular expenses are costs that do not happen every month, but they still happen. This includes car repairs, oil changes, tires, annual subscriptions, birthdays, holiday gifts, school fees, medical appointments, vet bills, clothing, travel, home maintenance, professional license renewals, insurance premiums, registration fees. These expenses are dangerous because they hide. They do not show up every month, so people forget them. Then when they arrive, they feel like emergencies. But many irregular expenses are not emergencies. They are predictable expenses with bad timing. Let's use car maintenance. If you own a car, you know you will eventually need oil changes, tires, brakes, repairs, registration, and maybe unexpected service. If you budget nothing for car maintenance, you are not saving money. You are simply waiting for a future problem. A better approach is to treat irregular expenses like monthly bills. If you expect to spend $1,200 a year on car maintenance and repairs, divide that by 12. That means you should set aside $100 a month. Now, when the repair comes, it is not a disaster. It is already partially funded. This is called planning for true expenses, and it is one of the biggest differences between a budget that fails and a budget that works. The third reason budgets fail is forgotten bills. Forgotten bills are the small or occasional charges that slip through the cracks. They include things like streaming services, cloud storage, app subscriptions, annual memberships, gym fees, bank fees, software renewals, insurance renewals, credit card annual fees, school portals, professional memberships. These charges are often not huge by themselves, but together they can throw off your budget. The problem is that most people budget based on memory. They sit down and say, okay, what do I pay every month? But memory is not a budgeting system. Memory forgets. Your bank statement remembers. Your credit card statement remembers. Your app store subscriptions remember. So if your budget keeps failing, do not start by guessing. Start by investigating. Pull the last 3 months of bank and credit card statements. Look for recurring charges. Look for annual renewals. Look for charges you forgot about. You may discover that money is leaving your account quietly every month. Not dramatically, not with a big announcement, just quietly. Like a financial mosquito, small bite, small bite, small bite. Then one day, your budget feels weak and you do not know why. The fourth reason budgets fail is no fun money. This may sound surprising, but a budget with no fun is usually not a strong budget. It is a fragile budget. Many people create budgets that are too strict. They say, no restaurants, no entertainment, no shopping, no coffee, no hobbies, no joy. Basically, they create a budget that says, congratulations, you are alive, but please do not enjoy it. That kind of budget may work for a week, maybe 2, but eventually, most people rebel. They have a stressful day, they feel tired, they feel restricted. Then they spend more than they planned. After that, they feel guilty and say, I'm bad with money. But the problem was not only self-control. The problem was that the budget did not include being human. Humans need enjoyment. Humans need rest. Humans need social connection. Humans sometimes want coffee, dinner with friends, a movie, a hobby, or a small treat. The goal is not to remove fun. The goal is to plan fun. If you budget $150 for fun money, then you can spend that $150 without guilt. That is very different from pretending you will spend $0, then accidentally spending $300. Planned fun protects the budget. Unplanned fun breaks it. Now let's talk about the solution. The action step for this episode is simple. Create a true expenses list. A true expenses list is a list of the real costs of your life, including the expenses that do not happen every month. It helps you stop being surprised by things you should expect. Here's how to create one. Step 1. Write down your regular monthly bills. Rent or mortgage, utilities, insurance, phone, internet, debt payments, subscriptions, transportation, groceries. Step 2. Write down irregular expenses. Car maintenance, birthdays, holidays, school fees, medical costs, clothing, travel, home repairs, pet care, annual renewals, professional fees. Step 3. Estimate the yearly cost for each irregular expense. For example, car maintenance, $1,200 per year. Holiday gifts, $900 per year. Birthdays and celebrations, $600 per year. School expenses, $720 per year. Clothing, $600 per year. Medical and dental costs, $900 per year. Annual subscriptions, $300 per year. Step 4. Divide each yearly amount by 12. That turns the irregular expense into a monthly amount. Car maintenance, $100 per month. Holiday gifts, $75 per month. Birthdays, $50 per month. School expenses, $60 per month. Clothing, $50 per month. Medical, $75 per month. Subscriptions, $25 per month. Now your budget becomes more realistic. You are no longer pretending these expenses do not exist. You are preparing for them. Let's use a real-life example. Meet Tanya. Tanya earns $4,800 per month after taxes. She has a stable job, she pays her bills, she is not reckless, but every month her budget fails. At first, Tanya thinks the problem is discipline. She says, "I just need to stop spending." But when she reviews her last 6 months, she notices something. Her budget includes rent, groceries, car payment, insurance, phone, internet, debt payments, and savings. But it does not include birthdays. It does not include car maintenance. It does not include school fees for her child. It does not include holiday spending. It does not include medical copays. It does not include clothing. It does not include annual subscriptions. It does not include any fun money. So every month, something unexpected happens. But when Tanya writes it all down, she realizes these expenses are not random. They are part of her real life. So Tanya creates a true expenses list. She sets aside $100 per month for car maintenance, $75 per month for holidays, $50 per month for birthdays and gifts, $60 per month for school expenses, $75 per month for medical costs, $50 per month for clothing, $150 per month for fun money. That is $560 per month. At first, Tanya thinks that is too much, but then she realizes she was already spending that money. The difference is that before it was unplanned. Now it has a place. Her budget did not become more expensive, it became more honest. And an honest budget is much easier to follow than a fake one. There is also a psychological reason budgets fail. People often use budgets as punishment instead of guidance. They overspend, feel guilty, and then create a very strict budget to make up for it. But guilt is not a strong foundation for financial planning. Guilt creates extreme rules. Extreme rules create pressure. Pressure creates rebellion. Rebellion creates overspending. Overspending creates guilt again. And the cycle repeats. A better budget is not a punishment. A better budget is a decision-making tool. It helps you decide what matters. It helps you prepare. It helps you say yes to the right things and no to the wrong things. It gives your money direction. That is why a good budget should not make you feel trapped. It should make you feel clear. So how do you build a budget that actually works? Start with your real numbers. Look at what you actually spent over the last 3 months. Do not guess. Use your statements. Then create categories that reflect your actual life, not someone else's life, not a perfect life, your life. Next, include true expenses. Every irregular expense needs a place. Then add a buffer. A buffer is extra space for small surprises. Even $50 or $100 can help. Then include fun money. Not unlimited fun money, planned fun money. Finally, review your budget weekly. A budget is not something you create once and abandon. It is a living document. Think of it like a GPS. If you miss a turn, the GPS does not insult you. It recalculates. Your budget should do the same. If groceries are higher this week, adjust. If a bill comes early, adjust. If you overspend in one category, move money from another category if possible. The goal is not perfection. The goal is awareness and adjustment. Here is a simple framework you can use every month. Ask 4 questions. Question 1, what money is coming in? Question 2, what bills must be paid? Question 3, What true expenses are coming, even if they are not monthly? Question 4. What money can I safely spend without hurting my goals? That last question is important. A budget should tell you what is safe to spend, not just what you cannot spend. When your budget only says no, you avoid it. When your budget says, here is what you can spend safely, you start trusting it. Here is your challenge. This week, create your true expenses list. Do not try to make it perfect, just start. Look through your last 3 to 6 months of spending. Write down expenses that surprised you. Then ask, will this happen again? If yes, it belongs on the true expenses list. Birthdays will happen again. Car maintenance will happen again. School costs will happen again. Holidays will happen again. Medical costs may happen again. Annual subscriptions will renew again. Once you list them, estimate the yearly cost, then divide by 12. That monthly number is what you should start setting aside. Even if you cannot fully fund every category today, awareness gives you power. Start with the most important ones: car maintenance, medical, school expenses, holidays, emergency fund. Then build from there. So why does your budget fail every month? Usually, it is not because you are lazy. It is not because you are hopeless with money. It is not because budgeting does not work. It is because the budget is missing real life. It may be too unrealistic. It may ignore irregular expenses. It may forget annual bills and subscriptions. It may leave no room for fun. And when a budget does not reflect your real life will always win. The solution is to create a true expenses list. Write down the costs that happen outside your regular monthly bills. Estimate them, divide them by 12, give them a place in your budget. That is how birthdays stop becoming emergencies. That is how car maintenance stops destroying the month. That is how school fees stop surprising you. That is how holidays stop going on a credit card. A working budget is not a financial prison. It is a plan for peace. It is not about controlling every penny perfectly. It is about understanding your life clearly enough to make better decisions. So this week, do one thing. Create your true expenses list. Because once your budget becomes honest, it becomes useful. And once it becomes useful, it can finally start working for you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.
Welcome back to the podcast. Today we are talking about a question that can make family dinners very interesting. Should you rent instead of buying? Most of us have heard the same lines. Renting is throwing money away. Buy as soon as possible. Your landlord is getting rich off you. But the truth is more nuanced. Buying a house can be a great decision, and it can also become an expensive trap if the timing, price, or assumptions are wrong. Renting is not always failure. Sometimes it is flexibility, protection, and a way to keep your cash flow strong while you invest the difference. Let us start with the famous statement, renting is throwing money away. It sounds responsible, but it is not always true. Yes, rent is money paid to someone else. But when you buy, you also pay people who are not you. You pay the bank interest. You pay property taxes, insurance, maintenance, repairs, HOA fees, closing costs, and selling costs. The better question is not, am I throwing money away by renting? The better question is, how much unrecoverable money am I paying in each situation? This question matters more today because the cost of buying has changed. Mortgage rates have been much higher than the ultra-low rates many people remember. Freddie Mac reported that the 30-year fixed mortgage averaged 6.23% on April 23, 2026. A house at 3% and the same house around 6.5% are not the same decision. Same kitchen, same backyard, same hallway, very different monthly payment. A home can build equity and still make you feel broke every month. Let us tell a simple story. Meet Maya and David. They are both 32, live in the same city, earn good money, and want financial security. David decides to buy a house. Everyone congratulates him immediately. Smart move, they say. You are building wealth now. Maya decides to keep renting. People ask when she is finally going to buy. Maya smiles politely, but she does not make the decision based on pressure. She does the math. Here are the assumptions for our example. David buys a house for $450,000. He puts 20% down, which is $90,000. His mortgage is $360,000 at 6.5% for 30 years. His principal and interest payment is about $2,275 per month. He also pays about $13,500 in closing costs. Maya rents a similar home for $2,500 per month. Instead of buying, she invests the down payment and closing cost money, $103,500 up front. David thinks about the mortgage payment first, $2,275, but that is not the full cost of owning. Now add property tax, about $450 per month. Add insurance, about $150. Add a maintenance reserve, about $375. Add HOA or other ownership fees, about $100. David's first-year ownership cost is roughly $3,350 per month. The house is not just a dream, it is also a monthly bill. Maya rents for $2,500 per month. In the first year, that is about $850 less than David's full ownership cost. Maya also keeps the $103,500 that David used for down payment and closing costs, and she invests it. This is the part people forget. Renting only works financially if you do something productive with the money you save. The strategy is not just, I rent. The strategy is, I rent, protect my cash flow, and invest the difference. Now let us fast forward 10 years. David's house appreciates by 3% per year, so it is worth about $604,762. But he still owes about $305,194 on the mortgage. After selling costs, his net home equity is about $263,283. Maya invested her upfront money and the monthly savings. At a 7% annual return assumption, compounded monthly, her investment account grows to about $323,074. In this example, Maya comes out ahead by about $59,791. Why did the renter win in this example? First, David's mortgage interest was expensive. Early in a mortgage, a large part of the payment goes to interest, not principal. Second, David had high ownership costs. Taxes, insurance, maintenance, and HOA fees are real expenses. Third, Maya invested the difference instead of spending it. That gave her money time to grow. Fourth, buying and selling houses has transaction costs. Closing costs and selling costs reduce your return, especially if you do not stay for a long time. During the first few years, David enjoys his home. He paints the walls, buys furniture, hosts friends, and feels proud. There is nothing wrong with that. But his budget is tight. The property tax bill rises. Insurance renews higher. The water heater breaks. One year there are repairs. Another year, appliances need attention. Meanwhile, Maya does not control every part of her rental, but when the air conditioner breaks, she calls the landlord. She has more monthly breathing room, and every month she invests. By year 10, she realizes she was not throwing money away. She was buying flexibility and investing the difference. Now let us be fair. Buying can absolutely win. Buying may be better if you plan to stay in the home for a long time, if owning costs are close to rent, if you get a favorable mortgage rate, or if the home appreciates strongly. It may also win if you value stability, want control over the property, can afford maintenance, and can buy without becoming house poor. Buying is not bad. Buying is simply expensive. Expensive decisions need math. Renting can also have benefits that do not show up in a simple equity chart. Renting can give flexibility. If your job changes, you can move more easily. Renting can reduce responsibility. If the roof leaks or the furnace dies, you usually call the landlord instead of paying thousands. Renting can preserve liquidity, which means easier access to money. Home equity is real wealth, but you cannot take one brick off the house and use it to pay an emergency bill. Renting may also reduce concentration risk because your wealth is not tied to one property in one city. Housing is emotional. A home can mean stability, pride, family, safety, community, and a place where nobody tells you not to paint the wall navy blue. Those things matter, but emotions should not replace math. The danger is buying because you feel behind, because everyone else is doing it, or because social media made you feel like adulthood starts at home ownership. That is not a plan. That is peer pressure with countertops. A home should support your life, not suffocate it. Before buying, ask yourself 6 questions. How long do I plan to stay? What is the full monthly cost of owning, not just the mortgage? What would it cost to rent a similar place? What will I do with the money if I rent? Will buying make me house poor? Am I buying for financial reasons, emotional reasons, or social pressure? These questions do not tell everyone to rent. They help you slow down and make a clearer decision. In our 10-year example, Maya the renter came ahead. David's estimated net home equity after selling costs was about $263,283. Maya's investment account was about $323,074. Maya came out ahead by about $59,791. So in this case, renting was not throwing money away. It was a strategic choice. But the key is that Maya invested the difference. Buying a house can be a beautiful decision, but it is not automatically better than renting. A house can build wealth, but it can also drain cash flow. Renting is not always throwing money away. Sometimes renting is buying time, flexibility, and room to breathe. Sometimes, if you invest the difference, renting can leave you ahead. So before you buy, do not ask only, "Can I afford the mortgage?" Ask, "Can I afford the full cost of ownership? And will this decision give me more freedom or less?" That is the real question. Thanks for listening, and I will see you in the next episode.
You want to be rich? Start by learning to control your mind. Wealth is not only income, stocks, real estate, or business. The way you think affects how you spend, save, invest, take risks, handle fear, and stay patient. Here are 10 investor mindsets you can start using today. Mindset number 1, think long-term. Poor habits ask, what can I buy today? Investor thinking asks, what can this become in 5, 10, or 20 years? Before spending, ask, will this help only today, or will it help future me too? Mindset number 2, buy assets, not just stuff. Stuff usually loses value. Assets can grow, produce income, or increase your ability to earn. Each month, try to build one thing that improves your future, even if it starts small. Mindset number 3, control your emotions. Fear can make people sell too early. Greed can make people buy what they do not understand. Write your plan before you invest. When emotions rise, follow the plan, not the panic. Mindset number 4, learn before you leap. If you do not understand an investment, slow down. Do not invest because a friend said it is about to blow. Before investing, explain it in one simple sentence. If you cannot explain it, keep learning. Mindset number 5, be consistent. Wealth is usually built by repeated action, not one lucky move. Small amounts can become powerful over time. Automate one savings or investing habit, even if it is only $25 or $50. Mindset number 6, understand risk. Avoiding all risk can keep you stuck. Reckless risk can destroy you. Successful investors learn the difference between smart risk and gambling. Never put all your money into one idea. Spread your risk. Mindset number 7, delay gratification. This does not mean never enjoy life. It means do not sacrifice your future for every craving today. Use the 24-hour rule before buying anything expensive that you did not plan for. Mindset number 8, think in percentages. Investors ask, what percentage of my income am I saving and investing? Choose a starting percentage, maybe 5% or 10%. Start where you can, then increase over time. Mindset number 9, protect your cash flow. Cash flow is money left after bills and expenses. If debt, car payments, subscriptions, and lifestyle creep trap your paycheck, you have less to invest. Before any new payment, ask, will this reduce my ability to invest? Mindset number 10, stay teachable. The best investors keep learning from books, mentors, mistakes, podcasts, courses, and experience. Spend 15 minutes a day learning about money, investing, business, or skills that can increase your income. You do not become an investor only when you have a lot of money. You become an investor when you start thinking like one. Wealth starts with discipline, patience, and decisions future you will be proud of. Start small. Start practical. Start today. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next episode.